In this video, what I wanted to show you is just a quick and simple way to make what we call a door block. This is this thing down here. Now you can buy proprietary versions of a door block, and you can make more elaborate versions. This is just a very simple version you can knock up on site, or if you take a little bit more time, you could have it in your toolbox and use it over and over again. As you can see, what the door block does for us is lets us support our doors on their edge so that we can plane them down to size. We can let in our hinges, or we can even use them to install our door locks. So let's have a look at how we make it. So the first thing we need is a scrap of timber. Minimum size is 70 by 35, about 600mm long. Now you could use 90 by 35, 90 by 45, 70 by 45, doesn't really matter. So the first thing we need to do is we need to cut our wedge out at one end. So the wedge is about 175mm long, 40mm deep at this end, 15mm deep here, and we just need to cut that out with whatever means we have available, hand saw, power saw, whatever you got. So that's the first step, pretty simple. Then we come along to the center of the remaining piece of timber, and we mark out 35. So 35mm is our standard internal door. If you're doing a lot of external doors, you might want to go 40mm here. It's not going to really matter because the wedge will take up the extra space anyway. So 35mm in the center of the door, the center of the block. We take our wedge, set our wedge on the edge of our 35, and just mark the angle of the wedge on there. You want it to be about halfway on. You could even go a little bit less than halfway on, just so that when the actual door's in place, the wedge is sitting about in the middle of the timber. So we mark that, and that gives us the length of our cutout and the angle. And then we come down about halfway down our piece of timber, and we cut out that little area. So that's where the door and the wedge is going to sit. So the next step, then, we just want to protect the door. So, whatever you got laying around, a bit of felt, a bit of cardboard, carpet underlay, anything you can find that's going to help protect the edge of the door, especially if they've been painted or stained and you're working on them. Just something on the inside of the wedge and the inside of the cutout where the door's going to touch, just to protect the door. And that's it, all done and dusted. Now I have seen simpler or more complicated models, as I said, or you might want to put a bit of string on here so you don't lose the wedge. What you do from here is up to you, but that's just a very, very simple method of constructing a door block.